Welcome into the Extra Point, presented by Corner Pub in Brentwood on 710 Old Hooker Boulevard for Nashville's best meat and 3 craft beers and more. The neighborhood meets at the corner. And Zach, college football world got a little shock yesterday when Bob Stoops, the longest tenured head coach in all of college football, stepped down, retiring from Oklahoma. He's been there since 1999. Why do you think he just did that in the beginning of June?
Well, if I could read in between the lines, and it's hard to do because you can never really get in the mind of a head coach. Because a head coach, they work long hours, they're away from their family, they've got to recruit, they have to win, there's a lot of pressure, they make a lot of money. That's true. That's one
compensated
thing.
very well.
So I look at this and I see Bob Stoops at 56 years old. He's been doing the same thing over and over again for a long, long time. You've said 1999.
Yeah.
I think humans and men in general, you have a midlife crisis. And I think that this has just happened with Bob Stoops. I think he woke up and has been waking up over the last couple of weeks, maybe months, and said, look, what is my life? I've been doing the same thing over and over again. He has the national championship to show for it, but just one. So I think that he's just decided, look, I've got bigger and better things in my life to do. I think that he'll do those for a couple of years. But he's going to return to football coaching. He will. It will be at another Power 5 type team like Oklahoma, but he's going to take a couple of years off, realize that he still has the itch, just like Urban Meyer, and come back at a different team, and I think he'll have success.
Yeah, 56 is not old for a football coach. And I know this. He's got twin boys who are approaching the last couple of years in their high school. He has a daughter who's in college that actually attends Oklahoma right now. So, I mean, maybe it is seeing his kids kind of go out the door into their own adult life, and then maybe after a couple of years he comes back.
I think he does come back. Do you think that the Joe Mixon situation with him punching that woman in the face, breaking her face, and all of that, exterior cloud around the program had anything to do with it?
Yeah, I do, because that's a 2-year thing, and that's a long 2 years for Bob Stoops at Oklahoma, where college football coaches age differently than any other human being because of we've talked about that, the long hours, the travel, all that type of stuff, being up late, not sleeping well, not eating well because they're go, go, go. So I do think that added a lot of years to Bob Stoops and added a lot of stress to him to let him say, okay, I got to get away from this. I got to go away and retire. Whether he comes back or not, I do think the Joe Mixon situation added a little bit into this.
Last final question. Where does Oklahoma go from here? Do they stay prestigious? Do they stay the Sooners? Do they stay continually winning the Big 12 like they do every year? Or do we see Oklahoma take a step back, and that opens the door for maybe Tom Herman in Texas?
The door's slightly cracked open for Tom Herman in Texas to make an impact. Lincoln Riley is a young guy. He's been on a short list for head coaching jobs the last several years and stayed at Oklahoma. He's taken over. It's a good spot for Oklahoma.
No, it's a great spot, but what will he do with that spot?
The Big 12 isn't very good right now at all. Like Baylor and TCU have kind of regressed back to the mean of where they were, and Texas A&M is gone. So the Big 12 is not the powerhouse conference like they have been in its past. But I think Oklahoma will stay near the top 2 or 3 in the Big 12, regardless of it's Bob Stoops, Lincoln Riley, or whoever's coaching Oklahoma.
I think 2 programs are licking their chops right now, Texas and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State consistently wins 10 games. I don't know how Mike Gundy does it. Maybe he's a man. Maybe he's like 46 now. But they win, but they can never beat Oklahoma. That always nips their tail at the end of the season. Those 2 programs will rise, and I think with any major change like this, the Sooners will start to take a step back.
Maybe it's some mullet magic going on with Mike Gundy there.
Could be.
All right, that's today's Extra Point presented by Corner Pub in Brentwood on A to Z Sports Nashville.com.